Good evening, and welcome to tonight's bedtime story. Today, we'll explore the story of Achilles. In the shadow of the gods, find a comfortable position and let yourself relax. Let this story carry you through a peaceful night. Ready? Let's begin. Amidst the dichotomy of myth and the heavy price it carries, Thetis cradles her infant Achilles in a cave where echoes of destiny and divine decree reverberate softly. In the gentle flickering glow of firelight, the prophecy becomes a tangible presence, greatness intertwined with an unyielding fate, like threads intricately woven by the gods into his nascent being. This delicate balance between glory and burden envelops young Achilles, casting long shadows on his unwritten life and drawing him gently across the threshold of legend. Outside, the ocean hums an ancient lullaby, its rhythmic waves synchronizing with Achilles' newborn cries. Together, they weave a harmonious song of the known and mysterious. Here, at the juncture between humanity and myth, Thetis' heart beats with a rhythm composed of both hope and trepidation, tethered to Achilles by a maternal bond as strong as the divine will that shapes their lives within the sanctuary of the cave. Every soft breath feels sacred, as Thetis senses the enormity of what lies ahead. The earth underfoot carries whispers of past triumphs and tragedies, while ethereal echoes of the narrates fill the air, not with spoken words, but with a timeless song. In this meditative moment, Thetis envisions a tapestry of potential futures for Achilles, each thread woven toward an inescapable destiny. As night gently cloaks the world, Thetis takes solace in the quiet embrace of the cave, a haven where dreams unfurl softly, allowing her to cherish the present moment before destiny begins its course. She reconciles with her son's fate, not as a dire burden, but as a journey of grace to be embraced. Here, nestled between the sea's whisper and her own heartbeat, Thetis learns to treasure the now, this delicate instant before inevitable futures meet with the tender reality of a mother's love, gently cradling him with every glance, knowing he is not merely her son, but an embodiment of myriad destinies, a soul poised between ancient whispers and the cusp of glory. Beneath a canopy of olive trees whose branches seem to whisper ancient secrets to the wind, the night air feels thick and almost palpable, charged with the electric anticipation of a ritual long awaited. The leaves, their emerald faces dappled by moonlight, rustle softly, their movements akin to dancers performing a sacred dance, one might say an embodiment of silent prayers conducted under the watchful gaze of a starlit sky. Thetis, her figure luminous even amid the muted glow of the stars, stands in the center of this natural temple. She can feel the coolness of the earth beneath her sandaled feet, grounding her as she prepares to perform the maternal rites she has studied and rehearsed in her mind countless nights. Her eyes flicker with determination, betraying none of the nervousness that churns within her. Her hands, steady yet tender, work with precision as she anoints her son, Achilles, who lies in the unsuspecting depths of slumber. His chest rises and falls with the steady rhythm of a child, untouched by the world's cruelties. As the sacred oils seep into his youthful skin, they leave glistening trails. Each droplet glows momentarily before vanishing, absorbed into his flesh. The scene is almost ethereal, the scents of myrrh and frankincense floating upwards, mingling with the night air and creating an intoxicating perfume of protection and defiance. With each stroke of her hand, Thetis performs an unspoken battle against the implacable designs of fate. Her heart beats heavily, a drummer's rhythm, echoing in the silence caught between her fierce maternal instinct and the cruel inevitabilities woven into the tapestry of destiny. In this secluded sanctuary, her whispered incantations ascend into the leaves, joining the breath of the trees, as though creating an unseen choir of divine harmonies. Her voice is a gentle murmur, yet each word carries the weight of ages, wrapping around the sleeping form of Achilles in an embrace as tangible as her arms. It is an ancient lullaby, words passed down through time, weaving themselves into the dreams of her son, dreams that soar amidst constellations, forming his future path. Yet, even in her meticulous devotion, there lies an unspoken truth, a flaw like a single dark thread in the tapestry. The untouched heel remains vulnerable, obliviously nestled against the earthly blanket potential for downfall, amidst all else fortified by her love. Tenderly, almost reluctantly, Thetis lifts her son into her arms, his small form barely disturbing the night's stillness as she holds him close, breathing in the sweet, innocent fragrance of his hair. Around them, the forest breathes in rhythm to their silence, trees swaying as if narrating tales of hope and despair, each crackle and whisper a part of the night's symphony. As the stars shed their light upon them, their shimmering presence becomes a silent testimony to her hopes and fears, casting a glow that teases shadows into vivid shapes across the earth's celestial commentary on the unfolding story below. Night ebbs into a still hush, a slate where sleepless aspirations are written anew, a promise of dawn, as shimmering possibilities float into the cosmic embrace, leaving gentle imprints on the land below, a soft tableau for reflection as darkness yields to daybreak's light. As dawn unfurls across the horizon, painting the sky with shades of amber and rose, young Achilles stands poised on the cusp of destiny. The morning air is crisp, tinged with the earthy aroma of the dew-laden fields, whispering secrets of ancient promise. Each breath Achilles takes is infused with the essence of the earth, a mingling of life and growth that propels him forward. His muscles ripple beneath tanned skin, honed by years of Chiron's rigorous tutelage, a living testament to strength and aspiration. The fields are a stage of sacred ritual where footsteps turn into the measured cadence of purpose. Achilles moves as though the world itself bends to his will, the grass beneath his feet whispering tales of heroes past and inviting him to join their immortal ranks. The air thrums with anticipation, vibrant as it carries the distant calls of waking birds, nature's chorus welcoming the day's burgeoning potential. As the sun inches higher, Achilles can feel a gradual warmth blooming on his skin, drawing out the determination that courses through his veins like wildfire. Around him, the symphony of preparation crescendos, the clang of weapons being tested, the soft murmur of soldiers steeling themselves for the day's trials. Here, every clash of metal on metal is an echo in the dance toward eternal glory, each strike a note in the grand opus of an unfolding myth. His mind, though trained for combat, wanders for a fleeting moment to the philosophy Chiron imparted, murmured insights sowing the seeds of contemplation amid the frenzy. To live with honor, to die with purpose, these are the creeds deeply embedded in his soul. The path toward fame is lined with incandescent glory, yet dwarfed by the eternal embrace of death. In this moment, bathed by the soft glow of dawn, contrasting thoughts wrestle within him, longing for the melody of renown, but aware of its shadowy price. The day unfurls its paradox before him, light anointing the earth, while the prospect of night's quietude looms inevitable. Achilles' heart beats in time with the ageless rhythm of the universe, where the mundane converges with the divine. He is at once a vessel of mortal struggle and a living breath of mythic continuance. With each passing moment, the aroma of earth yields to the day's baking sun, a vivid reminder of time's onward march. When dusk finally descends, its soft caress a soothing balm, the skies meld into tapestries of indigo and starlight. Achilles stands at the threshold, watching embers flicker and fade, their fiery dance retreating alongside the sun. The cloak of night wraps around him, a shroud of serenity settling over the weary land. In the heart of darkness, beneath a sky jeweled with constellations, Achilles reflects on his place within the cosmos. The night is thick with contemplation, a balm for the noise that dominated the waking hours. He finds solace in this embrace, where desires are hushed, and the serenade of stars invites reflection. As sleep tugs gently at his consciousness, promising dreams woven with golden threads of heroism, Achilles yields to its call. The camp's quietude offering a gentle lullaby. In these tranquil moments, he understands the vastness of his journey, where the infinite night sky mirrors the unending path of a life lived at the crossroads of heroism and heartache, each star a silent witness to his unfolding story. The grand hall of Lycomed's palace was a world suspended in fragrant twilight. Crystals dangled like teardrops from the high vaulted ceilings, scattering candlelight into a kaleidoscope of colors, as if stars had descended to mingle among mortals. In this shimmering cocoon of elegance and deceit stood Achilles, a reluctant performer pirouetting on the knife edge of identity. The air was thick with the scent of jasmine and lavender, woven into every fabric and fixture, creating an olfactory tapestry that whispered promises of peace and concealment. Achilles could feel the gentle pressure of the gown against his skin, its silken touch an insistent reminder of the role he played. The dress, threaded with gold and amethyst, whispered with each movement, wrapping his powerful form in an ethereal mist of femininity. His hair had been carefully woven into intricate braids, glittering with the sheen of dew-kissed morning fields, scenting the air with hints of crushed violets. The jewelry, cold and heavy like chains of artful deceit, clinked softly with each step. He took a chorus of metallic sighs, competing with the muted strains of a lyre that drifted through the hall. Music floated around him, turning mundane reality into a dreamscape of decanted moments, where eyes met and secrets lay pooled like spilled ink, their stories told in averted gazes and half smiles. Intrigued whispers followed him as he moved, the court buzzing with admiration for the beguiling stranger amongst them. Yet, beneath the masquerade, the warrior's heart remained unquiet. Aching for the touch of leather and bronze, his fingers absently traced patterns on the cool marble floors, feeling the echo of each footfall pulse through the soles of his feet like a muffled drumbeat. His eyes, sharper than any blade he longed to wield, scanned the room in fleeting glances, always returning to rest on Didamia. Her presence brought a sense of kinship amidst this charade, a shared understanding of truths unspoken. Didamia's knowing gaze, he found solace, a wordless pact binding them against the uncertainty that cloaked the future like a summer storm biding its time to unleash. Their eyes, when they met, created a hidden dialogue, its language laced with the poetry of possibilities and the tender scent of undiscovered paths. The spectacle around them continued. Dancers spun like petals, caught in a reverie of movement, oblivious to the undercurrents shifting beneath the surface calm. Each twirl, each graceful leap was a distraction. Yet with every heartbeat, Achilles could feel the rite of combat calling, its melody as inevitable and haunting as a siren's song. His blood hummed in time with an inaudible rhythm, a symphony of destiny that defied the court's orchestrated grace. Night stretched on, its deep indigo cloak dotted with diamonds. The moon, a silent sentinel, watched over this theater of facades. As Achilles lingered by a carved window, the cool night air whispered through the drapes, replacing perfumed opacity with the crisp clarity of a coming dawn. His reflection in the glass was split between two worlds. He saw both the soft lines of his disguise and the resolute features of a hero, unable to deny his true nature. The open sky beckoned with a promise of freedom, of the steel he understood better than silk. In that moment, clarity seared through him. His destiny was not to dance among shadows, but to stride fiercely into the embrace of fate, to hear his name ring out as an anthem of truth beneath the vastness of a star-strewn sky. The understanding dawned like the first light, a profound awareness that he was meant to be more than a figure in someone else's story. The heart of a warrior beat within him, relentless and driven by purpose. It urged him to step away from the shadows, to abandon the fragile comfort of his disguise, and to face the world with the authenticity of one who knows his true path. under the vast, unclouded cerulean expanse, Achilles stands, drawn by an unyielding call that whispers across the ages, a summons he senses deep within his warrior's soul. The drums of Troy, like ominous heartbeats, reverberate through the air, a sonorous insistence that awakens him from reverie, each beat resonating with a primal, almost sacred sense of duty. The rhythm is both tether and liberation, drawing him forth towards uncharted realms, brimming with potential and peril. His skin tingles beneath the radiant kiss of the morning sun, its golden fingers casting playful patterns across his bronzed form. A salt-laden breeze dances gently around him, imbued with the faint musky scent of olive groves mingled with the distant aroma of briny seas, stirring a longing deep within that tastes sweetly of adventure and destiny. Here, beneath the piercing blueness of the heavens, the whispers of shadows trace lines of ancient prophecies carried on the wind, filling the air with murmurs of both war and peace. Around him, cypress trees stand tall, sentinels against the azure sky, their dark, needled branches stretching upwards in silent prayers. They seem to echo the intricate choices and myriad paths that lay before him, a living mosaic whose patterns are spun from the fibers of fate and time. These arboreal giants sway gently in the breeze. Their rustling leaves a soothing susurration that speaks of both history and home, promises and forewarnings, entwined in nature's ancient tongue. As he gazes out at the sea, the endless horizon reflects a spectrum of emotions, each wave a silent messenger of the unknown. The sun begins its measured descent, and Achilles ponders the paradox of life's dual journeys, the seductive allure of peaceful days spent beneath this sky of endless blue, against the clarion call of predestined battle that vibrates through the marrow of his bones. Silence, profound and thick as honey, lingers in the spaces between heartbeats, wrapping around him like a shroud. It settles over the land, a sentient mist that cloaks the world in contemplative tranquility. Yet in this stillness, dreams of renown and glory weave their intricate webs across the canvas of his mind, painting scenes of valor that seem as vivid as the sunlit landscape before him. Time seems to pause, holding its breath as if in anticipation. The celestial drama unfolds above, the sky embracing the earth with hues of amber and indigo, a painter's masterpiece draping the world in twilight's gentle embrace. The day bends to night, an invitation to introspection, a softly whispered lullaby of contemplation, where mortal fancies and dreams flourish at fate's gentle threshold. With eyes that pierce the veil of night, Achilles accepts his mantle, the weight of it settling upon him not as a burden, but as an inevitable mantle. The echoes of drums beat a deliberate symphony within him, weaving a timeless resolve. As the night blankets the land, his spirit stands at the brink of destiny, poised with quiet resolution that heralds new beginnings, his silhouette etched against the fading light, a testament to courage's eternal flame. The relentless crash of waves against the hull echoes the unrest in Achilles' heart, each impact resonating like the pulsing of a clenched fist. The sea, a wild entity of churning gray and white, heaves beneath the bleak dome of an oppressive sky. Its salty sting sharpens the taste of outrage that clings to his tongue, the astringent kiss of betrayal and bitterness. He stares into the distance, his eyes tracing the horizon, where the storm brews a dark, churning mass reflecting the chaos tightened within his chest. The world feels charged, every particle of air vibrating under the weight of the storm's approach, mirroring the tension of his impending decisions. The tempest speaks in a language of low growls and sharp cracks, thunder that bellows his inner turmoil, lightning that casts fleeting illuminations upon his thoughts. Every flash reveals the tangled skeins of his fury and frustration. It is as if the heavens themselves conspire with his brooding, offering a symphony of natural rage that beats in harmony with his seething spirit. Each roar of the tempest seems an accusation, echoing back the grievances harbored in his heart, demanding acknowledgement, seeking resolution. Inwardly, Achilles grapples with the twin forces of vengeance and restraint. The storm-tossed night invites a reckoning. Memories bloom in the fertile ground of his mind, visions of past glories and injustices, of aggrieved honor and wounded pride, swell and crash like the waves that surround him. He imagines the faces of those who have wronged him, sees their actions like spectral figures swirling in the storm's mist. The imagery feeds the smoldering ember of retribution that he nurses within his soul. Yet, even amid this raging defiance to the natural order, a small voice, frail and flickering, attempts to pierce the veil of wrath shrouding his heart. It whispers of balance, of finding a thread of tranquility amidst chaos, a longing for the peace that always seems to lie just beyond reach. Achilles knows that to harness such destructive forces without allowing them to consume him is the true test of his strength. As the hours wear on, the storm's ferocity begins to wane. The night cools with the river of stars spilling across the canopy, witnesses to both the fury and potential for calm that dwell within the human spirit. Slowly, the winds lose their tyrannical grip, their echoes ghosting into memory. The sky opens, revealing constellations that cast their gentle light upon the now gentle expanse of water. These celestial bodies, enduring and timeless, offer a reminder of the greater tapestry of existence that interweaves glory and demise, rage and serenity. In that quiet reawakening, Achilles feels the shift. The storm inside, mirrored by the one outside, begins to abate. He stands at the crossroads where fury meets forgiveness, where the pull of ancient grudges loosens its iron grip. Here, upon the unmarred sands of possibility, peace becomes not an elusive counterpart, but a tangible choice, flowing softly like the murmur of waves, returning to a glass-like calm. It speaks in the quiet language of dawn, urging him to let the storm-beaten heart find rest beside nature's tranquil echo, a quiet promise of new beginnings whispered in the day's first light. The sky, once filled with relentless fury, now cradles the softness of a morning sun rising in gentle hues, casting a warm glow upon the calming sea. Achilles, with this newfound clarity, begins to see his own path reflected in the heavens above, a path that leads towards not only resolution, but growth. In the chorus of morning birds and the soft rustle of the waves, he finds a gentle assurance, a reminder that even amidst great storms and inner turmoil, moments of serenity await, ready to cradle a weary heart in their soothing embrace. The battlefield stretches like a mournful painting under the waning light, a vast expanse where the weight of destiny presses like a cruel sky. Achilles walks with leaden steps, each footfall pounding the earth as if to awaken the ghosts beneath, those whom his rage had sent to the underworld. The air around him is thick with the acrid stench of smoke and decay, mingling with the metallic tang of blood, a soured symphony that hits the senses with every breath. The smell is relentless, invading his lungs, a reminder of the price of glory and the ephemeral nature of victory. The landscape is etched with ruins of past glories, scattered armaments glinting dully in the fading light, like memories that refuse to die. Pieces of broken spears jut from the ground, and tattered banners flutter weakly in the breeze, their once vibrant colors bleached by the relentless sun and spattered with dark stains of forgotten battles. It's a tableau of despair where each shadow seems to whisper tales of unfulfilled oaths and unyielding pride. As Achilles traverses this desolate terrain, his mind is a tumult, a vortex of recollections and regrets, each as sharp as the blade of his own spear. The chants of past victories echo hollowly in his memory, overshadowed by the unshakable specter of Patroclus' friend, his comrade, his sworn brother. Achilles is haunted by the void that Patroclus' death has carved into his soul, a chasm of grief too deep to navigate, yet impossible to escape. His heart is a battlefield of its own, a place where rage and sorrow, love and loss, wage an eternal war. Inwardly, Achilles battles with an unyielding sense of his own mortality. Despite his legendary prowess, the truth gnaws at him. Even heroes are not immune to the ravages of fate. Each glance downward finds his armor, a once gleaming shield against the world, now battered and marred, a grim testament to the many who have dared to challenge him. It is a canvas smeared with the agony of a hero who faces not just enemies, but his own demons. As twilight descends, the world softens around him, the day's harsh lines fading into shadowed contours. The gentleness of the evening air wraps around him like a cloak, temporarily easing the burdens of his heart. The sky, awash in hues of deepening indigo, holds a promise of peace, however fleeting. In this suspended moment, with the stars emerging timidly against the sky, Achilles finds a fragile solace. The battlefield around him, no longer a cacophony of clashing swords and dying cries, becomes a chorus of whispers carried on the soft night breeze. It is a lullaby of the lost and the living, a balm to his restless spirit. Embraced by the quietude, he surrenders to the embrace of night, the shadows whispering secrets of the past, the stars twinkling with the memories of what once was. The drifting smoke dances upwards, spiraling into the heavens, carrying with it the untold sorrows of mankind. In this celestial theater, Achilles dreams, lulled by the silent hymn of the universe, finding a brief respite from the relentless pursuit of vengeance and the unending march of time. The sun hangs heavy in the sky, casting its molten gaze upon the battlefield, while shadows stretch long and sinewy over the trodden earth. Achilles, drenched in the blinding luminance, becomes a figure both heroic and fearsome, a storm incarnate weaving through the sepia tones of war. Each step he takes echoes like an anthem of vengeance, driving into the ground with unwavering force, indifferent to the desperate cries that resound across the expanse. This field, once vibrant with life, is now a morass of trampled greenery and shattered dreams, a canvas painted with the hues of grief and valor. A cacophony reigns supreme. The metallic clang of clashing swords melds with the guttural shouts of warriors driven to madness by a primal tempest. At the heart of this tumult is Achilles, his senses acutely attuned to the wild riot around him. The metallic scent of iron permeates the air, an acrid perfume stinging his nostrils with each breath, a reminder of the sacrificial tolls exacted by the gods of war. Amidst this fierce dance, Achilles' eyes burn with a maelstrom of emotions: rage, sorrow, and an unrelenting yearning. The call of battle seduces his mind, offering promises of valor and vengeance, yet fraying the edges of his sanity. Memories of his fallen friend Patroclus lay open in his mind, an unhealed wound that stokes the fires of retribution smoldering inside him. Yet, amid the turmoil, there lingers in the quiet recesses of his heart an ache for peace, a yearning for the lost innocence swallowed by the torrents of war. The ground, under constant assault, echoes in tremors, a living witness to tales of valor and desperation crafted upon its surface. Sound betrays its master here, forming an unyielding wall that echoes through the annals of Achilles' psyche. He swings his blade, which gleams golden in the sun's embrace, each arc cutting through air and flesh in rhythm, with the inaudible drum of destiny pulsating within him. The hooves of swift-footed divine steeds create a tumultuous rhythm, the earth itself yielding beneath their relentless charge as chariots bound into the epic fold. As the day unfolds, the heavens observe the mayhem below with quiet detachment. Blades rise and fall under the vast stretch of azure sky, cutting through shadows that gather like phantoms around their deadly dance. And yet, as the sun dips westward, casting its blood-red glow across the horizon, it performs its final act, a dying ember fading over the conflagration's arc. When dusky night descends, its gentle hands soothe the battlefield's jagged edges, enveloping Achilles in its calm embrace. Shadows wrap around him, offering a frigid solace after the day's fervent blaze. The relentless howls of war fade into the cricket's serenade, tender whispers marking the passage of time, distancing him from the crescendo of daylight's clamor. As the night deepens, ushering in a tender reverie, Achilles' thoughts turn reluctantly toward sanctuary. Mercy, both delicate and firm, seeps into the crevices carved by his rage, granting pause. His heart, though a brittle repository of resentment and ambition, seeks comfort in the serene oblivion of sleep. In the quietude, dreams unfurl a persistent balm, soothing and coaxing him from the brink of vengeance into the embrace of a peace long elusive. In the serene anticipation of an inevitable climax, Achilles stands as a solitary figure beneath a sky heavy with portent. Each rumble of thunder seems to resonate with his heartbeat, creating a symphony that echoes through the vast amphitheater of the heavens. Here, he feels the electric tension in the air, an ethereal sensation akin to the whispers of gods who weave promises and warnings into the threads of his consciousness. Above him, sky is a swirling canvas painted in deep grays and ominous blacks, its tapestry briefly illuminated by flashes of lightning that cut through the gloom, offering fleeting moments of crystal clarity. The scent of impending rain, sharp and metallic, mingles with the rich, earthy aroma rising from the ground, a fragrance anchoring him to this moment of profound significance. This storm speaks to him in a language he intuitively understands, a dialogue between chaos and creation, where his own narrative is but a single strand in the vast cosmic web. As the first drops of rain touch the earth, they echo the rhythm of his heart, a pulsating anthem that accompanies his reflection on the intertwined destinies of men and gods. The wind swirls around him, tugging insistently at his armor and stinging his eyes. It carries the remnants of past battles, a spectral chorus of humanity's eternal struggle. Each gust is a vessel of ancient secrets, imparting the weight of ages upon his broad shoulders. Achilles closes his eyes, welcoming the elemental forces and feeling a deep kinship with those who fought before him, warriors whose valiant efforts are etched into the very fabric of the earth below. In this moment of profound contemplation, Achilles reflects on the nature of heroism and mortality. He ponders his place in the unending story of time, questioning whether it is the pursuit of glory or the quiet acts of resistance against fate that truly immortalize a soul. The echoing voices of fallen comrades and the silent prayers of future generations play in his mind, instilling within him a humility that tempers his monumental pride, much like iron tempered into steel. Viewing the convergence of past, present, and future through this storm-tossed tableau offers him a poignant perspective. He realizes he is but a part of a grand, eternal cycle, a cycle that both burdens and comforts him. It signifies the ephemeral nature of life, yet affirms its eternal connection. He surrenders to this intricate mosaic, aware that his grand tale is a mere note in the symphony of human endeavor. As Achilles stands resolute against the oncoming tempest, the merging of silence and profound thunder elevates him into the realm of legend. The tension between solitude and destiny shapes him with each breath, chiseling his legacy into the swirling storm. Stars begin to pierce the night's deepening veil, casting ancient light across the turbulent stage, like distant spectators witnessing his unwavering determination. Shadows, once tenacious, now release their grip, yielding to the serene authority of night. Upon that windswept plain, Achilles transcends his mortal self, embodying the timeless narratives woven by destiny's hand. As the river of time flows onward, carrying dreams towards twilight's gentle embrace, he stands as a steadfast sentinel within the eye of the storm, ever vigilant, ever enduring. Beneath the vast tapestry of the star-laden sky, the night takes on a life of her own. Her dark, velvety layers roll over the ancient sands like a comforting shroud, rich and deep, an embrace that transcends the ages. The salty breeze, carrying the scent of brine and mystery, intertwines with the persistent, rhythmic susurrus of the sea, a lullaby that the earth has known since time immemorial. Standing on the cusp of land and water, one might close their eyes and feel the legends dancing in the wind, the ghostly echoes of Achilles' story unfurling like tendrils through the crisp night air. The ceaseless waves, with their eternal whispers, recount tales of courage and hubris, triumphs and sorrows, as they break softly upon the shore, a reminder of deeds done in another era, under a similar canopy of celestial watchers. The sensation is electrifying. The air itself seems ionized with the tension of history, vibrating gently against the skin, like an ancient song forgotten by time, but housed within the landscape. As the moon hangs low and luminous in the sky, her silvery light paints a path upon the water, a divine vellum upon which these tales are etched. Each ripple becomes a word, each wave a stanza, drafting verses too profound to be spoken aloud. It is a language of elements and emotions, where the intonation of the breeze mingles with the soft percussion of the tide. The moonlight, diffused by fragile wisps of cloud, shimmers, spilling argent liquid across the night, casting an ethereal glow on the crumbled ruins that line the shore, remnants of grander days that stand silent yet eloquent. The air hums with an old magic, simultaneously heavy with the past's weight and light with its release, as though the very breaths drawn here might inadvertently disturb the balance of memory and myth. The landscape itself is a living entity, inhaling stories older than even Achilles himself and exhaling whispers that ripple across the sands. These legends, like the finest gossamer threads, weave themselves into the tapestry of night, fragile yet tenacious, resilient against the march of dawn. In this realm of shadows and sighs, where the mundane meets the mystical, one's thoughts turn inward. There is a poignancy to the realization of one's own fleeting existence amidst such enduring legacies. Amid the dreams of heroes and the soothing rhythm of the seaborne symphonies, an introspective quietude envelops the soul, prompting reflections on valor and vulnerability, and what it means to carve one's epic into the eternal stone of time. As the night gently wanes, the horizon whispers the promise of dawn. The legends begin to fold into the creases of the night, murmuring their farewells, echoing softly back into the veils of dream. They recede like the tide, leaving a tranquil stillness, a space where the soul finds solace before the waking world reclaims its daytime duties. Yet, as the first pale fingers of light pierce the horizon, they do not take away these whispers. Instead, they gift them to the winds of tomorrow to be retold and perhaps heard anew by those who pause to listen, those still eager to dream. And so, as the cycle continues, the stories breathe with the dawn, ready to blend with the day's own tales, shaping a new fabric of memory. In this tranquil, reflective transition from night to day, we find a reminder that while moments are transient, the stories they birth can endure, weaving connections across time and space. The serene vastness woven by the night sky holds endless narratives, inviting us to find peace in their embrace, allowing our dreams to intermingle with the whispers of the past, creating a harmonious lullaby that gently ushers us into tomorrow's light.